Well, here goes nothing. Gonna get wet feet, but gotta get back to this island. Giant trail that connects to this peninsula back here, and I think it's gonna be a good spot this fall. I just ran across some bear tracks. Got me a little bit nervous. First bear tracks I've ever seen, so dealing with bears is something that I am not familiar with. But we got about a 50-yard walk here to get to the island. It's going to be wet. See my dog walking through what I feel is a deer trail, and time to get after it. Boy, spongy. Walk like a duck. Oh boy, if I go through this, I'm going to be in trouble. Try and stay in the grassiest spot as possible. Well, I'm maybe a third of the way across. Pretty sketchy. Hopefully this dries out before fall. Put another 50 pounds on my back with the stand and the camera gear is definitely going to make this a lot harder. Alright, I made it. Well, I didn't really see anything on that island that I would consider great beds. Only the one small rub. There's this little thumb that sticks out. There's actually trails that run into it. I'm going to check that. If there's nothing there, I'm going to jump back on the road, get out on that peninsula, and we'll check that out. Yeah. This just could be an old bed. I'm not sure. There's a little bit of back cover, but it's not right next to it. Out there, be able to smell anything with a northwest wind, which is predominant coming this way. It's just hard to tell with the way that so much water, and there's definitely nothing bedding here now. No rubs on this little thumb. I just found a slight possibility of why I haven't run into any good beds yet. Right here looks to be an old bear bait site, and we're just off the edge of the road. I was hoping that there was going to be a bed right here overlooking the road. That doesn't seem to be the case. It doesn't look like it was from last fall, possibly the year before. I don't know if you can see it. The road sign's right there. I'm going to continue in and check out the edge of this peninsula. Hopefully that I can find a buck bed in here yet. This has been actually pretty disappointing. Now I'm in the center of this peninsula. The tip of it's probably about 50 yards behind me. There's actually a couple of nice oak trees that hang a stand in here. At the end of the peninsula, it looks like there was a beaver dam built a long time ago. And there was no evidence of that big giant trail that's supposed to lead to that island according to the aerial photos. So, and there's a kind of a decent trail right here. There's a ton of windfall in here behind me, off over here, that maybe completely affected how the deer travel through this area. I didn't find what I was looking for. There wasn't one single bed that I identified on this end of this peninsula here. I'm just going to have to keep searching, keep grinding, and hopefully I run across something. Well, I found a bed right here. There is some deer hair in here. If a deer is bedding up in here a lot, there's only one way in, and it's right back behind me. And you can kind of see that way, but I don't think that once we get completely greened up, it's not going to be able to see anywhere. There's really no visibility behind me. This is the only bed that I can see in here. And if a deer is going to bed in here consistently, as long as it's quiet, I will be able to sneak in on this deer. And the only way out of here is about a 20-yard walk to the edge. It's not really worn, but there is some hair in it. Just a little tiny trail coming in here. Got a little bit of an opening here. I can see the road. I don't know if I'll be able to hang a tree that would, or hang a stand that, well, I know I'll never be able to hang a stand that I can overlook that bed. Yards that way. Might be a spot where I'd have to set up on the ground. We're only 100 yards off the road probably. And there's just no trees. Actually, here's a tree. One tree. Big group of basswoods. Probably at the most 75 yards away now. But I can definitely get a tree stand up there. I'm gonna have to put some rope mods on my sticks. Unless I get up in the smaller one. That big one's too big for the straps on my lone wolf. See if there's another bed in here. So yesterday on my little scouting trip, trying to get used to a new camera, and I thought I was recording some stuff that I didn't get. Also ran out of battery like an idiot. Forgot the extra battery in the truck. Not having that extra battery with, I actually didn't get to film some of the stuff that I actually think that I'm going to be able to hunt this fall. On my way back to the truck after I had scouted out that little island in the peninsula, didn't find what I was looking for. I was hoping to find a couple of really good buck beds. I found maybe what was an old one. I found one bed that I think is worth hunting. Nothing crazy. But on my way back to the truck, there's an old beaver dam with a deer trail running down it. And just on a hunch, I just started to walk down it. As I was paying attention to everything that was going on, it started to veer off towards another small little island full of willow brush. As I started to come up to that willow brush island, I started to see a couple of things that I liked. As I worked through that willow brush island, there was beds all over. Each one of those beds had hair in it. There's fresh deer sign in there. There was no rubs, which makes me think that a lot of it's probably doe bedding. It's a small island. There's probably 6 or 8 beds on it. I felt good as I walked out of there because it's a spot that I think I can set up on the ground, and if we can at least figure out what's going on there. Also, as I left that piece of property on my way out, I was paying attention to trees close to the road that I'm going to be able to get up into and overlook a bunch of that swamp. My plan right now is to take a buddy with. Hopefully we can both film, and we'll be able to overlook a couple of different areas in that swamp. Hopefully the water goes down and a couple of bucks start to use those areas that look really good on the map that should be holding deer that just didn't look like it as of yesterday.